So if you go for an interview and don't ask questions, this is a major reason to get rejected.
Uncle Go Clip.
This is an interview.
Yeah.
This is not me going out for a coffee with somebody. No, it's an interview where they're going to ask you tons of stuff and you're going to ask them tons of stuff. So prepare. Also, people have to have their own questions towards the company. So if you go for an interview and don't ask questions, this is a major reason to get rejected. Oh, it's never like, oh, you understood everything, come on, go away. It's more about, do you want to know more about the company? Do you want to kind of dig in a bit deeper? Oh, you don't, you're not interested, next. And now with COVID, it's a lot of people that are looking for jobs, so you have to do your homework.
Yeah, I think that one gets solved easily when you start preparing for the company, because then you actually have a think about it. If you don't, then you kind of don't know what you're gonna ask.
Being prepared is a bit more like this. So let's say I have 10 interviews in the next 5 days, okay? One page for one, another page for one, etc. So I went for an interview, for example, before I got the job with Sigmar. I went for a company that was one of our main competitors in the IT niche contracting work. And I met a guy there who also left after a year to another company. So interview was okay. He kept asking me stuff. Nice guy, but kind of, how should I put it? He didn't expect a person to actually prepare for an interview, I think. I don't know. So he asked me a lot of stuff. I kept answering. I kind of got the real grasp of what the company is really like. And I felt it's not really for me, but I was curious about a lot of stuff he didn't expect. And at the end, he said, oh, we have 5 more minutes if you have a few questions. And I said, oh, a few. And I showed him, I had like 20 questions for him at that moment. And I said, oh, these are the questions I want to go through. You didn't cover almost any of them. So we're going to stay for a bit more. Jaw drop moment.
Yeah.
And I went through them. And I realized it was not the company I wanted to work with because of some things. The way he answered, I felt that he was excavating. And I said, like, yeah, not really. Because if you have the right questions, you can save yourself from a lot of headaches. A lot. Because changing from one job you don't like to another one you will hate, man. So you need your questions. Yeah. It is the wrong move. And people always get in shitty jobs because, oh, they never ask the questions. So with Sigmar, for example, I got in the interview through a recommendation. And I had a shorter interview process than most people, just because it was kind of a lucky kind of a mix there. But I had one interview with Owen, who's currently the director of IT, and then with the director of I think of recruitment internally she was at that point. I'm not sure exactly how to describe it. But we had like a 3-hour ongoing interview. It was the hardest interview I ever had. They grilled me. But again, I had tons of questions for them and they had tons of questions for me. And at the end, we knew I want to work with them. They want to work with me.
Yeah.
And that makes the difference. So everybody should do the same, because if you're not working like a contract role, where you just go in 6 months and then you're out, you need to know what you're getting yourself into. So you need to prepare. I prepare for an interview. I usually prepare for the first interview. I usually prepare for maybe half an hour. For the second interview, if I really like them, I do a proper preparation. Everything you can do, everything you can research. Why would you work for them? Anything, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think LinkedIn can be used as a great tool now to get more info on companies. There's just so much engagement compared to like a few years ago when LinkedIn was literally just for recruitment.
Can't compare.
Now they're putting so many info on from like all the departments. Like, all right, not all companies, but it's so useful to see like when company puts a lot of content on LinkedIn. It's super professional and it's super useful from so many angles. Like not just for recruitment. That's our situation, but for a collaboration for another company to start working with a different company. I think now and compared to 10 years ago, it's like a million times easier. And I think that so many businesses are profiting from that. Anybody who's listening to this who doesn't have a LinkedIn profile, do it now. Create one. It will change your life.
Push the button below and you will get an invite. So the point is that you have LinkedIn, you have or Zing, but it's not quite the same. So you have LinkedIn, you have Glassdoor, which is phenomenal. So any company that kind of has maybe about 50 people, it would have reviews, and you need to read those reviews because they're very important. It's not all the haters there, but it's all the people that have something to say.
Yeah.
So
it's also really good because people leave a positive and a negative. They say, I liked this, I disliked this. So it's not just you get one side like, oh yeah, this was a really good company. You know how people leave reviews on TripAdvisor. You get both sides. They tell you everything.
That's it. It's very important because you have the pros and cons, and some companies are very, very toxic, and you can guess that. I mean, you can see that. And I asked people, why would I work with you when this is said about you, this and that? And that's where I get some of my questions from the bad reviews. Mm-hmm. Oh, so I read that, you guys do this. Guy went white, jaw drop moment. I kind of figured. And then you also have Google reviews. Absolutely amazing to see what people think about you. Like clients, Mm-hmm. So this is very important. So this would be the kind of 3 things you have to cover on a research, and then okay, and you could also do a thing. You could add 2-3 random people in a company before you actually want to join them. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have the interviews and ask them, hey, I just want to ask you something, kind of personal. Apologies for that or whatever. I want to join your company. Would you say something, cool to do or not? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See 2-3 opinions, see what people say.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see the full version, go to the Uncle Gold Podcast YouTube channel or watch the next clip.